I'm not there.
Yeah, we're live. This is the Shittening. Nothing really planned. Just a fun little talking
Yeah.
about things. Planning out another show.
We're just doing some random bullshit.
Yep. You never know. Maybe some awesome will happen or not. So you had a flying pig in your thingy.
Yes. Oh God, this thing's evil.
Well, it sounds awesome.
Well, the whole thing is, on the Pathfinder rules, they have this thing where you can summon a guardian spirit. So I decided I wanted a flying pig as my guardian spirit.
Which is awesome.
It fits the rules. I gave it one of the more advanced templates, which makes it qualify, but it's not so advanced that it's way too overpowered early on. In fact, I think it does equate that by the time it hits the Summon Monster 9 level, it's balanced for that.
Nice.
Or balanced enough.
Yeah. So yes, you were telling me about how evil it is. It is pretty awesome, and I'm jealous. All I did was break a priest in half.
Let's see. On the third level, yeah, I got fucking. It can fly at 30 feet per round.
Nice.
It bites for 1d4 plus 2 standard damage and an extra 1d6 electric damage.
Ooh, it's an electric pig.
Sort of. It's infused with both air and fire. If someone stabs it, it has a special ability called Fiery Blood. Its blood spews boiling all over them for 1d4 damage.
That is metal.
Yeah. So you gotta stay at a distance or use a bludgeoning weapon against it.
Because otherwise...
Use a dagger, sword, spear. Well, a short spear, not a long one. Long one's got enough reach for you to avoid it. But...
Because otherwise, it's dead, but I'm dead with it. Which almost happened with me. Well, it's dead, but you took so much damage. You're basically, crawling on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Basically, dead.
It's got this thing called Smite Threat, where it hurts. Where it can choose an enemy that it just goes all out against. Does a little extra damage, makes it easier to hit them. But starting at Summon Monster 4 level, because of the Fire Blood, it not only does the damage I told you, it does an extra d6, so that's 2d6 electric. Then after you get shocked, it does 2d6 burn damage. You have a reflex save to negate it, but if you fail that, you get shocked, then you're on fire.
Leading to a very bad day.
Yeah, so you go to stab it to get rid of that because it just hit you, and now you get the fiery blood on you.
Yes. That.
And here it gets the spell-like ability called Call Lightning, where I just rain lightning down.
Oh boy. These are the kind of things that I want to do.
Oh, God. The Summon Monster 5 level, it now has, thanks to the feats it picks up, because it gets one every 2 levels, 1, 3, 5, 7.
Mm-hmm.
It now has access to Shadow Conjuration, which gives them access to certain damage I don't have through standard stuff. Plus, he has the shout spell-like ability, so he'll squeal like a little piggy that will hurt people.
Ow. Well, the description started when I mentioned that I wanted a satanic parade float that did wheelies, which was completely random, but it was just
So I
something I
just
thought.
started telling about the creature I was working on for the campaign I'm in.
And although that's impressive, I was unimpressed because it couldn't do wheelies.
I can always transmute it to have wheels.
Just imagine this flying pig, and then it touches the ground and does a big ass wheelie coming towards you.
So I just like the fact that, for the things I put down here, I got a couple extra spells. This Shadow Conjuration. I could just pick one of these things where I could just shoot up like a couple spears of ice from the ground, or have the pig vomit out an iron stake that just hits someone. Shoots an acid arrow from it, pretty much vomits on someone from a distance.
Acid vomit. How come that's not a band yet?
And it can shoot negative energy at people.
Nice.
And the best part is, if they succeed at the will save to disbelieve in the Shadow Conjuration, because it's an illusion spell, it still does 1/5 the damage.
You were damaged by something you don't actually believe in.
Mm-hmm.
That's a concept that I just want to think about for a while now. I was killed by something that doesn't exist, or
Yeah.
I was kidding Eric because he was all spiritual about some sort of Mexican Catholic day where they, have sex with the Virgin Mary or something. I don't know. I didn't really listen. And I was talking, well, what if it turns out that I was actually God? It's like the last Lazy Kane thing where where Mobius realizes that the Eldritch Abomination, well, the thing he was praying to was actually a giant squid. And just the no.
Oh yeah.
What if
So
Eric?
much fun.
What if Eric found out that I was actually God and that he was praying to me the whole time? That would cause many theologians to just go completely insane.
And now, thanks to everything going on with this creature at Summon Monster level 7, the 7th level of this spell, he now moves at 60 feet per round.
Nice.
With the same fly speed. Just this little pig, still biting you for a shit ton more. It's now up to 6 die 6 electric and 6 die 6 burn. The fiery blood now does 7 die 4 damage.
We like pigs for some reason. Of course, I had pet Squealy Nord.
I
don't know why I took him as a pet. He's just sort of cool and.
And it gets a couple new spell-like abilities where Contagious Flame, where you shoot out 3 rays of fire at people, then it hits them. Then the next round, the rays jump from them to other people. Or each other and just bounce around chaotically. So it's like, for the next couple rounds.
I was rewatching our previous D&D thing where we took rockets and laid waste to our own village.
Yes.
Why are you doing this?
We don't know.
And
first also got the Phantasmal Killer, which is a illusion spell. But it scares you so bad, it literally scares you to death.
Nice. And the first thing we hit was the whelping pen.
Like pretty much all you have to first succeed your will save to disbelieve in it, and that will save you from any of the effects. But if you fail the will save, then you have to make a fortitude save or else die. But even if you make your fortitude save, you still get 3d6 damage.
Nice. I want something that'll scare people to death.
Yeah, you just make their worst fears known.
My worst fear?
At Summon Monster level 8, he can now move 3 times per day. He could take an extra move action, meaning he can attack something, and then normally you're not able to move more than 5 feet. But then after that, I can move my full speed of 60 feet to get out of the way. 3 times a day, I could just do that.
My worst fear would be becoming Tristan.
And we get this thing called Cloak of Dreams, where once per day I could surround myself with this shit, where everyone within 5 feet of me, whenever they start of my pig, whenever they start their turn, they have to do a will save or fall asleep for 1 minute.
Nice.
And
then that means anything can happen.
Yes, anything could happen, including never waking up again.
Yes.
Because that's a perfect time for a coup de grace. Coup de grace.
When you were asleep, I took the liberty of separating your head from your body. I hope you don't mind. So yes, that sounds evil.
At his height, he gets, more shouting, and he can cast Insanity once per day, which is permanent. The only way to get rid of it is very high level magic, like Restoration.
I want something that causes insanity.
And it's like you roll a percentage die to figure out, what they do. You have a 25% chance of acting normally, a 25% chance of doing nothing but babble incoherently, another 25% chance to hurt yourself, and another 25% chance to attack the nearest creature, which could be an ally or it could be an enemy. It's just, you're the closest to me. Whap.
I like that. We're going to have to try something like that whenever we do our thing.
And that's permanent. So, yes. You have to, oh my God, he's killing his own soldiers because we ran away after that.
She's been babbling incoherently for 30 years.
No, that's done every round.
Yeah. We don't know how to solve it, but they just babble incoherently.
So it's like every 6 seconds, it's either I'll kill someone, babble incoherently, hurt myself, or act like nothing happened.
And he's the mayor.
And this is what the pig did to you. The last thing you remember before going was the pig.
Oh, that's why he keeps saying pigs. Blah, 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 pigs. Blah, blah, blah. Hello, how are you today? Blah, 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 blah. Why are pigs so metal?
They're fucking metal.
Finally got that X-Cop single, Beat You Down /Junkie. Been looking for that forever.
Oh, yeah.
Finally got the live DBX album that I love so much. It reminds me so much of my youth. They also did 2 X-Cop songs, Paddy Wagon Rape and You Fucked Up. Because why not? Fun stuff. Yeah. I told Jeannie to look for a third co-host. Obviously, I'm doing, looking myself because I wanted to get someone else in to the metal show as well as me. I say it should be someone with experience because, I don't know everything and you don't know everything.
It's impossible to know everything. Especially with me.
I'll venture out and say I know a lot about metal, but I can always learn some new things. But it would be awesome to have another person who also knows a lot about shit and to talk about philosophy, lyrics. I think in this day and age, you need to hear something other than "this is bad" and it should be banned. And also things about, like I said, the Cannibal Corpse changed their sound to become mainstream, talking about why that is complete idiocy.
Yeah, that is complete idiocy. It's like, God, really?
My favorite was Toxic Holocaust sold out. They've never, they've upped their production values, but they've never changed their sound. It's still as black and grimy as ever. But these people try to be, Mr. Underground,
I'm
Hellcast
so underground. Yeah. Okay.
Hellcast calls them underground tough guys. I call them, another version of
Idiots.
hipster because so I like I mean I'm underground, but I also will admit that I like some melodic death and some cannibal, and so I think we need to get that on, and I think this show could actually be something interesting.
Cool.
Plus, I got people who say, well, you guys do interviews and it sort of changes the tone of the show, like 180 from articles. So maybe you guys should have like an interview show that you guys do, and basically someone was
Yeah.
saying we should branch out a little. And I was like, oh, so you've just said what's on my mind the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. Um, and flying pigs, that works. Swine brothers.
Yep.
A deathcore singer was beaten up by a mosh pitting Santa. I think all deathcore singers should be beaten up, or just murdered.
Yay. Just murdered.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Why not? Apparently, groove metal is classified as weird music now, just because it has some progressive tinges to it. It's like it's not weird. It's now Robbie the Werewolf. That's weird. A folk singer from 1964 jumped up on stage and started singing songs about vampire men, and it's for now it'd just be sort of campy, but for 64 it was like, wait, what? I need to get that album actually. Went to the Peterson Automotive Museum, and I think I found Jim's next car.
Yay. How bad is it?
1916 Detroit electric carriage. It's built because back then electric cars were mainly for women. Um, it wasn't about the environment. They were built for women. So they were built extremely tall because back then women wore those big hats or whatever. And the shit's built like a tea parlor. Okay, with the seats actually facing each other, so you can so you can chat with your friends as as you trundle down the road at 20 miles an hour. It is the worst. And I was like, yeah, this is Jim's next car.
Sounds great. Less filling.
And like I said, 20 miles. I don't think I go 20 in that thing. Looks like it's an accident waiting to happen. So what else? You also said you had flying aquatic animals.
Yes, I did. I keep getting shit from Danimond right now. Flying aquatic animals, yes.
Nice.
Dear God, let me get them up here. I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Okay. Everything's better if it could fly.
Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So with Summon Monster 1, I got an aerial stingray. Just imagine a stingray flying right towards you.
Yeah, that's a scream waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm. It's got its sting. And all my air creatures resist electricity, plus they do electric damage. At these low levels, it's only one extra point of electric. The Summon Monster 2 gives me an aerial squid.
There's a squid flying at us.
It flies 30 feet per round. So, these are things you never see above ground.
No. And how they're flying.
Mm-hmm.
Cthulhu's coming for us.
Yes. We also have the aerial shark for Summon
Ooh.
Monster 3. It's just a small shark. It's only large sized.
Yeah, but still. If a shark started flying towards me, I think I just defecate in my pants and run.
It only has 4d8 hit die, so it still only does the +1 electric.
Nice.
But it flies at 40 feet. So, with perfect maneuverability, it's like zoom. Now you're dead.
It may be small, but it's evil.
At Summon Monster 4, I got aerial giant seahorse. It's a large-sized seahorse, so it's about twice to 3 times the size of a man.
Oh God, yeah. I think if that came at me, I just think I was going inside. Did that pig shoot me with insanity or something?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a seahorse coming at me. No, I see it too.
And at Summon Monster 5, now we have the +1d6 electric damage added on to it.
Please tell me I'm not the only one seeing this.
It's a giant moray eel.
Oh.
Just imagine that thing just slithering through the air at 30 feet per round.
And now it's time for death.
Yeah. Summon Monster 6, I have a giant octopus that flies.
I always wanted a flying octopus.
Now, this is the most evil creation. Because it's only Summon Monster 6, but it has all 8 attacks, one from each tentacle.
Oh, yeah.
Each one only does 1d4 damage, but each one also does +2d6 electric. So that's a lot of potential damage there.
I'm being killed by a giant flying octopus.
On top of that, it even gets its bite attack. So that's a total of 9 hits, potential hits I could make.
And as they went out, they found it was guarded by a giant octopus.
And if its bite lands, it does poison damage on top of it.
Word.
With its tentacles, I can grab it, so that lowers its fucking, armor class to make successive things. Okay, you're just getting, lynched by an octopus. This is Summon Monster 6. That means if I cast it as a Summon Monster 8 to summon this, I get 1d4 +1 of them. So that's a possible 5 I could be sending at someone, and we're between 2 to 5 giant octopuses just flying through the air towards people.
Octopi.
Octopi. Yeah, I'm being dumb.
Yeah, but I also think it's also the psychological, thing as well. Giant octopus, or 5 of them. I'm out of here.
Now I have a gargantuan-sized shark, which is much bigger. It's one of the more killer ones you would see.
I just get in my car and go home.
Oh, yeah.
Jaws is back, and he's really, really pissed, and he can fly.
The only normal monster here is the Elder Air Elemental, which has a nice little whirlwind effect, where it could just pick you up and throw you onto the ground violently.
It's sad that's awesome.
Just imagine the walking whirlwind. That's pretty much what this is.
Yes. It's sad that's awesome, and yet that's the most normal monsters. I'm like, oh yeah, but yet in any other world that would be the most epic thing in the world.
Now, would you like to see Summon Monster 9?
What is Summon Monster 9?
An aerial great white whale.
Oh, Moby Dick's pissed.
This is what we call the meat shield. I mean, it's got a bite attack that does good damage, a tail slap that does good damage. It's it flies at 40 feet per round, perfect. Swims at 40 feet per round.
And unlike the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
its colossal size has 199 hit points. It's a giant meat shield that can eat people.
and unlike Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, it won't, crash into a crater.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, wow, that
And it just flies at people. Boom! Just giant whale. Oh fuck! I'm going home.
I did not expect this. See, that would have made, yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, I know.
And yes, yes, the whale is back and he's not happy. So yes, you have your army, your army of aquatic legions.
Mm-hmm. And I also got like blue ringed octopi at the lowest level.
Because why not? You know, it's we had a pet pig.
And because of the feat I took to get those, the feat also gave me a selection of another type. So I have a bunch of fire monsters that can bite and slap with fire.
I don't want to be slapped with fire or bitten with fire. What do I have? Acid bite?
Something like that, I believe, yes.
I want acid bite. Ah!
Acid bite's a good one.
Well,
but
yeah.
I'm playing a pyromaniac, so I had to have something with fire.
Fire is always fun. I keep forgetting not everyone knows our inside jokes, so I just randomly but fire, and they're like, "What?" I love Danimon blew up a cart that I wanted to ransack because, I'm a kleptomaniac in D&D, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "You moron! You blew up but fire." Good point.
So with the Summon Monster 0, the Summon Minor Monster spell, I can summon 1d3 fiery monkeys.
That's still pretty cool, though.
Mm-hmm. They can slap you around and give you an extra point of fire damage. For a grand total of 2 damage per hit, but there's up to 3 of them, and they just cause chaos.
And it's humiliating being slapped around.
And they're immune to fire because of the fire subtype.
And it's sort of humiliating being slapped by a monkey.
Then at Summon Monster level 1, I have a fiery eagle.
Oh, that's awesome.
The eagle just comes down, hits you with its 2 talons and bite attack. Each doing all 3, so that's extra 3 points of fire damage on top of the D4s for each of those. Then at Summon Monster 2, I have a fiery giant spider.
Ooh.
Now it's not the best thing because,
see.
Well, from a tactical standpoint, but I like the fact that I might have the option to set its web on fire. Hello there.
Oh, shit. I was like, I thought Jim is like, your voice just went up an octave, but I didn't realize. Okay.
No, I'm actually looking up shit on Weekly World News at the moment, so.
She did just get done sending me her Christmas list, so
fun stuff.
Yeah. And something about, like, bondage fairies that get fucked.
It's the name of the fucking comic, come on.
All I want for
Christmas.
Yes,
but the scene she showed me was like this fucking...
All I want for Christmas is fairies being raped by fucking insects. Come on!
I know. That
Wait.
sounds like a good Christmas for
I
you.
think I have something like that. I have a thing where an alien spider transforms random people into random spider people.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, I'll send that to you.
Jim, I can't actually tag you here, but oh, you're gonna love this.
Just ship it to me in the chat then.
Oh,
I have so many random stories to send you because of what I read now. And yeah.
So would you like to fuck with a fiery leopard?
No, actually. That that really does not sound like something I would like to fuck with.
Yeah. Especially with the rake attack and pouncing and all kinds of fun combat options.
I'm
Grab.
not a big fan of cats. I mean, like, I like my cats. My cats are bitches, though. I don't want to fuck with them.
How about a fiery giant scorpion?
Mm,
So whenever its stinger
wait,
comes,
where does the fire come from?
it's from the fire elemental plane. It's a
Yeah.
scorpion that lives on the
I
fire.
meant physically. Physically. Where does the fire come from? Scorpion, physically. Claws, stinger, what?
Both claws and stinger.
Oh,
So that's an extra
that's kind
D6
of scary.
damage to all 3 attacks.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
pretty
stinger
freaking
also
scary.
has the stinger also has its poison attached to it. So
Oh, no.
the stinger just comes down and whap. Oh, I'm on fire. Getting poisoned.
Okay, Jim, I'm gonna be a nerd here.
Mhm.
Scorpions and spiders are arthropods, not insects.
I
Okay,
have not messaged
fine.
you in a
Let me be
longest
dumb.
time.
I like insects. I don't like arthropods.
I have not.
How about a fiery ankylosaurus?
I have to
That's a
find your-
dinosaur. Come on, man.
Yeah, but I needed a dinosaur. I mean, I have a monkey, an eagle, a spider, a leopard, a scorpion. So I wanted a dinosaur. So now
Like, you don't have a beetle or an ant or a butterfly?
I got a fire tiger.
An actual fucking insect? I'm sorry, man.
Okay.
I'm
trying to find your
How about
Facebook
a fire
profile.
crocodile? It can't swim, but it's got all the cool things a crocodile can do other than swim.
Oh, Carbine would fucking love that. I'm sorry. Totally, he would love that.
6 fire damage on top of its bite and tail slap. And it can try swallowing you whole and adding more fire damage as it tries to digest you. Normal monster, an elder fire elemental.
I think if you knew more about like spiders that.
Shit, maybe I never actually messaged you on this profile.
What?
I'm trying to send you something, and I was looking for, our conversation so I could send it to you, but it looks like I've never actually messaged you on this current FB profile.
Oh, I'm getting message from a lot of people right now. All right, Jim, listen. You know how spiders eat things?
Yeah.
Do you actually know how they do that, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
They inject a venom into the critter that makes them liquefy from the inside out, and thus they suck them out like a blood smoothie. Yes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Totally cool with that. Awesome. Fine. But those are arthropods, not insects. And I like bugs, so.
Fine. How about a fiery cloud giant?
Yes.
With
I'm on a bug kick right now. Hold on.
With ranks in profession courtesan. So I can summon for up to 20 rounds a giant prostitute.
Does she have a cast iron skillet appropriate to her size
There we
She
go.
would have to if she's being summoned from the fire plane. So I'm pulling her from wherever her fucking home is to the prime material, and now it's a hooker that can fucking maybe fucking her would set my cock on fire.
Elliot,
That'd be
I'd love this
hilarious.
just Elliot, I'd love this
That's
based on the
something.
name.
What happened?
The icky squicky spider.
The name is retarded.
I don't know, that just sells it for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did not pick the name, but the
No,
story.
it's fucking awesome. I love that.
Yeah, the story is actually incredibly well written.
Well, if this person loves bugs as much as I do,
Which
then
is because usually those kind of stories are horribly written, either with bad spelling or just with no plot or whatever. But this one,
or they're just being fucking dorks because we're all fucking
there's
dorks
scenery
when it comes down to
descriptions
it.
here.
No. I love that. I love the name Icky Squicky. Yeah.
Actually, yes, it is awesome.
Oh, what the hell is this dude name?
I sent Eric ventriloquist mind control porn.
I tried to do that, but I am not very good at that. I don't think I'm very dominant when it comes to that kind of shit. I tried. I really did.
I have a weird obsession with mind control. I don't know what it is.
No, it's fine. I understand that. And I absolutely wish I could actually do that kind of shit, but I can't. I can't. My brain doesn't work that way.
No, usually my stories involve murder.
And now for the final.
A lot of my stories involve murder too.
Good.
And now for the final creature type I get to summon, which is from the shadows.
Here we go.
For my minor monster, I can summon 1d3 shadow chickens.
No.
From the plane of shadow, which is half illusion, half real. And it's darkness.
Shadow chickens. Just say it with a death metal voice. It's awesome.
Shadow chickens.
That is the most awesomely absurd thing I've seen all week.
And then I got shadow fire beetles.
What?
Oh, that's always fun.
Fire beetles that are shadows.
Hold it. Guys, I'm gonna have to actually duck out of here so I can get onto my tablet so I can be mobile. I don't want to be,
now
what you need to.
Are they?
Think of a shadow giant tortoise, though.
I'm gonna. Tiger beetles.
I want a shadow tortoise.
You have
to look at very specific kinds of insects and understand what they do. Tiger beetles can spit acids from their ass. Okay, how is that not Jim?
I know, but
I will be right back.
I have to go do the summon monster off.
I will be right back. I have to
summon monster.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Summon Jim.
Yeah, summon Jim. So a shadow crocodile. A shadow giant ape.
So that's you.
Yeah. A shadow woolly rhinoceros.
I mean, I love these because I'm sure they're effective, but they're also hilarious.
Well, that's kind of the point. I mean, hell, the story of my guy is fucked up. I'll have to get to that.
Shadow rhinoceros.
A shadow megalonea. Black can't pronounce it. But it's kind of like, it's from the same period as the dinosaurs. It looks like one, but it's not a dinosaur.
Yeah. The shadow thing that can't be pronounced.
Yeah.
The shadow thing that should not be.
A shadow giant anaconda.
Ooh.
Huge fucking snake.
Yes, I know what an anaconda is.
A shadow advanced chaos beast.
I want that as a pet. Oh, I want that as a pet.
I know. If it attacks you with a claw, it gives you a curse.
Oh, yeah, I want that as a pet. Who's a good
and
chaos
it's
beast?
got 4 claws.
Actually, I think I do have a chaos beast. It's called a cat.
Yeah. And then finally, at Summon Monster level 9, a Shadow Valkyrie.
That is metal.
Yeah, I know.
That
These are the boons I get for worshipping Azathoth. Well, technically, I worship Azathoth only because he created me as his oracle. As one of his many oracles, but because of Azathoth's nature, there is no certainty in which that he even knows that he created me.
There's a creepypasta. Most creepypastas are horrible, but there's one I really liked. It was about a drug trip, but it wasn't a drug trip, but it was. But just the images he saw with the drug, like even the good ones, like the Valkyrie riding across the sky, and then the bad ones, like a huge war between like giants and flesh falling from the sky, and then he saw time end. It's just the images in those stories are so metal, and that's what it reminded me of.
Oh man,
Metal.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know about. Well, that and cars. I know a shitload about cars. But yeah, that sort of reminded me of when he said Valkyrie. I was like, wow. Yes, you have some interesting pets. All I got was a goat. But
yeah, you know, goat for now. But like, you know, you gotta learn all these complex mechanics before you really start going away.
Yeah.
Because some of these mechanics just get really fucked up. I understand the mechanics a little bit better, so yeah, I could get away with.
Someone said that
fucking insane.
You know, one thing that I'm sort of tired of, people saying that we should do a show drunk or high or something like that. It doesn't work. It really does not work if you're drunk or high during a show. Like,
I've been fucked up on air before.
Yeah, but it was never during a serious show. It was always when we were just having fun.
Yeah, and it always sucked.
It was great while it was there, but yeah, one of the guys, Alex, was on a I don't know what he was on, but we had him on the show, and all he did was talk like this.
Oh God!
And you know, I've had a couple people drunk before, and it was just like, eh.
I haven't interacted with this DM's world enough to have any good motivations. Like Danamon's husband, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly his DM style totally, and I don't know what all's good in the world, so I'll figure that out as I go. But I have the backstory and stats and all that shit figured out.
But I mean, like,
Jim, anything that Jim does just fucks everything up.
Well, yeah, I sort of understand that.
That's what makes it fun, though.
Yeah, but that's what also derails everything about a fucking DM's everything.
Well, dude. Yeah, but we do the same thing.
Some guy accused me of cheating, and the first thing I did was whack him one with my fucking Morning Star, making certain to deal non-lethal damage, but he had to learn. I don't cheat, even though I used the
Okay, look, Dude, I agreed to play a Yandere character to you. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. But you have to realize that sometimes you just push too much of the limit.
How do I push too much to the limit?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have to call some people out here. You're complaining about Jim derailing everything. Were you not around All we did was derail.
Now, my job is just to like skin people and debone people and like skin people. Well, I had to say today, I will string somebody up by their fucking balls if I have to. Okay, that's my job. That's my thing when I play this game.
Of course, I can't.
Dairy.
Of course, I can't talk. I'm the one who personality theft.
So, anyways, stat-wise, with my skills, I'm pretty much the walking library. I got a rank in every knowledge skill.
So, complete lie.
Hey, I know a little bit about everything. I just, I just don't specialize in anything yet.
Do you know a little bit about everything, or do you know a lot about nothing?
Probably.
But so yeah, for those of you who think we should get drunk and play and do that, no. And getting drunk. Is that
what being a bard is about, though? Knowing a little bit about everything, but a little bit about nothing.
And getting drunk while playing D&D sounds like it would end horribly as well.
It does. You just end up sort of saying, die, die, die. And it's like, well, how are you going to kill them?
I mean, I might enjoy
it. Hey, you're saying die, die, die over and over again. It pissed people off. Now you die.
I mean, I might enjoy a nice ale or something, one or two beers if we play at night or something. But yeah, I'm not going to get completely drunk and,
See, right there is proof. My character does not cheat. He has a gambler's kit in his backpack of cheater's quality. It's got marked cards and rigged wheels and all rigged dice. He does not cheat, though. Because you can always use it to your advantage, too. If you could figure out it's rigged.
I'm going to ask just a general question to see how you feel about my my personality. Do you think any D&D character I have would cheat?
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm going to say no.
Depends on the situation.
No, I must say that Elliot is mostly lawful, but he's lawful evil.
Well,
he has his own rules. He follows all the things that he wants to follow.
I'm lawful. Just
I'm just okay. Look, no. Compared to Jim, you are totally lawful. Okay, Jim is chaotic as fuck. Trust me. You are lawful as hell. And all the things that you do, you follow your own particular rules. They're your rules. They're it doesn't matter whether or not they're lawful to any particular rule of the world, but they're your rules, so they are lawful to you. And that is what makes them lawful. Right?
Most of them are made up on the spot, which is the best part.
Well, no, it doesn't matter if you made them up on the spot, man. It matters that they mean to you something more than Jim, who is, oh God, Jim's up here going, worshipping general droppings from Azeroth, or
I think
I don't know.
Changed her nickname in our chat to the Great Gods.
Azeroth.
I think Jim's found out that.
Now, I found that curious. She changed her name to the Great God's Genital Wart because when I was describing what Azathoth was to her,
I can't even remember his name.
Were like gods fall off his body, So like,
no, we speculated a lot about that.
And now
Jim's
it's a god.
To realize that my MO is, I will make decisions and then later justify why I made them.
Mm-hmm.
I will make snap decisions and then say, well, the reason he did this was because that. And
that's very lawful.
And I'm sitting there thinking, oh. So, yeah, okay. Maybe,
hey, if you have a reason for it, and if people believe you,
I do have a reason for why. I've seen people who just, go around stabbing people for no apparent reason. And that's fun and all. I found it gets you, caught much easier. It's so much more fun to actually save people, and then like in the first one when I was Valorous, we were, as far as the town was concerned, the good guys. We were the brave heroes. because we did do some stuff that was considered brave. That way, I could kill under the radar.
All right. Let me explain this in a very more
evil character is like, I'm gonna make these people worship me. Now I'm backstabbing.
Okay, I'll explain this in a less complicated gesture. Okay, Elliot is lawful because Elliot has rules. He has things that he wants to do. They're all related to nihilism.
Yeah.
Nobody cares, right?
Yeah.
I've never met anybody in my entire fucking life who didn't care any more than Elliot does. So, kudos to you, man, because that is absolutely fucking awesome. That is one of the reasons why I love you so much as I do. Alright? Jim is so fucking chaotic. He will skip from one subject to the next, and you don't even know where the fuck he's going the next day, and you were just like, oh god, what the fuck? I have to keep on my fucking toes to keep up with him. So I guess I'm neutral?
He does have a brain that is sort of like, I sort of understand where he's going, because I did the same thing sometimes, but it's sort of like...
Jim just says what Jim wants to say.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, that's so fucking chaotic. I can't even. Oh, it just.
Yeah, but you know.
You get what I'm saying? Is that Elliot is lawful because Elliot actually has a structured form of mind there. Elliot does what Elliot wants to do, but Jim does what Jim wants to do, but Jim wants to do is just like all over the fucking place and like, oh god, oh my god, what the fuck are we talking about?
Well, and I think that's part of the adventure. Why it's fun having him as a co-host, because
that's the fun part about being chaotic versus being lawful and versus being neutral, right?
Story, and then I tell a story of my own that somehow relates, but then it degenerates into. This was just entertaining listening to this story. I don't even know how this came up.
Well, yeah,
that's Elliot's response. He's just like, I'm just going to let Jim finish because it's too entertaining. But this has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he somehow turned this into a giant squid story.
Well, we could also argue that Jim totally overpowers the conversation entirely.
He can, but I can too.
Yeah, well, Jim tends to do that a lot. I mean...
Yeah, but it's always funny because usually it's something interesting.
Oh, I know. Especially if you get him laughing when he does a high-pitched thing.
Whenever he goes into, like, his demonic laughter. That is
yes. And he's like, ha 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 ha. Oh, that's fucking great. Yes,
that's
totally love that.
Laugh.
His we all know that.
I'm sure you've all played the games, the Twisted Metal series. His laughter is what I expect Needle's cane to sound like. You know, Sweet Tooth.
Yeah. Oh god.
So you're a serial killer.
Couple. That's whenever he was more awesome. So it was like, I just want my fucking sock puppet or paper bag.
Yeah, but Twisted Metal Black was equally as fun. I mean, it wasn't comedic, but god, it was brutal.
It was comedic. I was giving up baptism.
I was giving up. It wasn't an exorcism. It was a baptism. Oh God, no! So yeah, I love Twisted Metal. Maybe not 3 and 4, but yeah.
Now my oracle's curse with this thing is being haunted. It takes me longer to pull things out of my backpack, so I can't be an item user in battle. And if I drop something, it flies away 5 feet from me.
Nice.
I mean, I can still use things like bows and shit, and it's going to fly true. But me just dropping something, if I have to drop it and do something, like if I was shooting my bow at someone at a distance, then they came up close to me, and I dropped my bow to pull out my sword, the bow would fly 5 feet away. So if I had to pick it up again, I'd have to move there and get it.
Getting back to what we were saying really quick, I like the dynamic of basically the two of us on our own little worlds and us having to bring order to our own particular chaos. No, we should be talking about this, but fire.
Oh, but fire is. That's the best excuse. Come on.
That was the best excuse ever because I was so pissed because I wanted because I'm a bit of a kleptomaniac whenever we play Pathfinder, and I wanted to loot the wagon, but fire.
I would be lying if I didn't set shit on fire when I was a teenager. Come on.
Well, who hasn't? But
I mean,
I set things on fire on a regular basis. Come on.
I like to steal shit from people.
Oh.
So my race is Shabti. That's pretty much where I was created to suffer somebody else's punishment in the afterlife. So
I'm guessing it's that way in real life too.
So I'm pretty much the entire essence of someone else who I don't know who it is. I suffered their punishment in the abyss for 2,292 years.
That I must know. Like stillborn.
Ages ago, Sprankle popped into existence in the abyss and suffered countless tortures meant for the guy who created him. After ages, some demigod that fell off Azathoth figured out Sprankle was not the guy who belonged in the abyss and kicked him out.
Get the fuck out of here.
Just pop! Jonda, Animon's character, met him just as he blinked into existence on the material plane. The moment I popped into existence, like, oh!
And immediately started worshipping him.
She has been following him ever since. Such is the will of Azathoth. As Sprankle found out, he was haunted by spirits, driven insane by seeking insight from the maker of reality, yet was given the power to draw on the darkness of the void, which his lord calls home.
I think maybe that my character is obsessed with yours because you are a blue person that I have not actually been. Like, ever.
See, my character never was. It just appeared to suffer somebody else's torment. Her character has always been. As in, she's been reincarnated 3 million times.
Yeah.
It has been, and as it shall be.
So I've never been, she has always been. And we're both blue.
Yep.
Which means we're going to have lots of racism. We're going to have lots of racism against us because we're blue.
Goddamn blue people.
Exactly.
Well, I belong to the anti-blue man group league, so yes.
Sprankle has taken to a life of drinking and gambling to cope with the horrors he has witnessed suffering the torments of the damned since his birth. Coupled with the graces of being an oracle to a deity, which may or may not even know Sprankle is called to serve it.
Well, there you go.
Well, I'm probably just certifiably insane. Just like, whoop, whoop, go do your thing, dude.
I'm still doing my...
goblins hit me. Didn't even really damage me more than 1 hit point each.
No, I skinned those motherfuckers.
Yeah, she skinned them and is now wearing their pelts. She skinned
I have a very nice cloak.
She skinned little green people just to wear them. Because they hurt me. Even though it was like, you kind of scratched me a little bit. Oh, that little...
No, I'm doing my very best. They hurt him. I fucked them up.
Good. As you should. We're still doing our vampire thing where we got turned into a vampire. And, it's fun.
Oh, I don't want to be turned into a vampire. Come on, man.
Well, he didn't want to either, but, will save of absolute 0 or 1, so...
His dreams are frequently nightmares, half memories of the cruelties he suffered in the abyss, the other half visions beyond comprehension granted by Azathoth.
That's the thing. We were actually trying to be like the good people and actually going to play it straight, and then a will save of natural 1.
Yeah, that's frequently how being the good guy typically ends.
And then we turned evil. So it was like, but I made a pact.
Nobody said we're good or evil.
Because me and Jenny were doing it, and I said, we're going to try to be, good here. And she's, yeah, we're going to try to be good. Fucking 30 minutes later, I am your vampire thrall. Oh, shit.
Oh, well, look, I fucking hate vampires. Okay, personally, I would
What?
play any fucking game that anybody gave to me if it was evil aligned, as long as it wasn't fucking vampires.
I like the cool ones.
Fucking hate vampires.
Well,
Anyways,
then if you were in the game, you would try to kill us.
the way I documented
Yeah,
our
I would absolutely, yes. I would totally try to kill everybody because I fucking hate vampires.
then we would,
Even if I was a vampire, I would totally kill all you people. I fucking hate vampires.
Yes, but we'd have to murder you then.
This is just how I summed up the first adventure. Guy called me a cheat, so I brained him a good one. Some guy showed up complaining about his mines being raided by Duergar.
Cudgel.
Mm-hmm. My fangirl, the town drunk and a half-orc, signed up for the goblin. We went into the mines, broke into a secret passage, and past magical darkness. We bumped into Duergar, so I told him I was looking for a drink. We followed him down the long, twisting maze of intricately carved passages to meet his cult's leader. Their food was utter shit, so I offered him some moldy jerky. He loved it.
Oh, God. I remember this.
So we suggested
they did them good, though.
They build their cult tunnels and give the garbage, which happened to be the gold and silver ore, to the miners. On our way back to the miners' foreman, we killed some goblins for sport. Jonda skinned a couple and took to the skull of one for shits and giggles.
Because I hate goblins.
The meeting went as planned. Nobody lost their jobs. Duergar gets some surface food. Miners get ore. We got 3,000 gold. Sadly, nothing was set on fire.
Aww.
You know, we fed those motherfuckers really, really good, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they owe us. They owe us good.
I just like to say once again, I despise goblins.
Yeah, but they were goblins, they were dwarves, and honestly,
they
were eating rats.
I've been tired of goblins
rats, man.
since Jim made me kill a bunch of them in like 2012 or whatever ungodly year we played the original.
And then you became a goblin.
Don't remind me. And then I became a cooler goblin when I went completely insane.
That made it fun.
Yeah.
Which is still...
You just assumed an identity for no reason.
My friends still talk about, like, why did you do that? I don't know. Because... Like, my friends still talk about that, actually.
You could have had those people worshiping you back at your old place, but no, you had to kill them. And then just go and take over a new tribe that you quickly enslaved to the person they hired you to go take care of.
Because
you left me in charge.
Anyone can be worshipped by his own people. But I wanted to be worshipped by people who didn't know me. And get to kill my own tribe.
Yes.
I don't know what. I love how in the I've actually watched that entire playthrough. That's how good it was, and I miss it. But I remember the one guy, the one baby goblin who was like supposed to be this big badass, and everything went wrong for him. Just completely everything, and then I think we killed him.
Yeah. His team just ran off, and it was like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Your quest for the ephemeral is disappointing, to be honest.
She was so traumatized that she had to kill the cannibal who she thought would be her friend, that she became her. It makes sense, actually.
It makes total sense.
I've actually developed a backstory.
Why the hell do you think I'd fucking turn my ass on you?
I need to send it to you, but I actually have developed a bit of a backstory about why that happened. And then when Vorka came back as a skull, she legitimately thought that she was the real. Retta thought that she was the real Vorka, like completely, and thought that Vorka was an imposter because she had gone completely insane. See, grief mixed with hallucinogens from all that toad licking and beer.
We did like a lot of toads.
Yeah, toad hallucinogens, whiskey, and just general. I had to kill someone who I thought would be my friend, combined to turn her into a complete maniac.
Yeah, I can buy that.
So yeah, and then we got worshipped, and we brought the guy back as a fucking cyborg. And I also still love. We were picking truffles, and the harpy came along. Oh, it was those guys over there. Points to the. I think it was a caravan or whatever. Ah, what is happening?
Oh, wait, Jim, did Steely Dan survive all that?
Squealy Nord? He survived. He became the town.
Steely Dan. Steely Dan was cool.
Squealy Nord.
Yes.
He became the town pet, and whenever Vorka went over to Ash Point, she said Squealy Nord would be like the town's vice president. Because why not?
Good. Like that guy.
Yeah, he was a cool guy.
He was a cool guy.
Oh, I love Ash Point.
Yeah, so I had to create something you'd want to actually protect in the world.
We shall protect Ash Point.
Even though its architecture and design will change many times over campaigns as I get back to it.
Yes, but I have remembered what I want. As long as you include some of what I want, you can do whatever you want with it.
Hey, guys.
What?
Oh, can I include someone?
Go ahead.
How do you
just copy the link at the top and paste it in the chat or wherever you.
Okay, give me 5 seconds.
I am hungry as fuck.
Like, wait then, dude.
No, I'm doing a thing. I'll do it after. I'll eat after I do the thing.
I haven't eaten since 8 o'clock this fucking morning. Come on. I'll be right back.
I'm just gonna growl for the rest of the show. How are you today? But yeah, I remember. What was it? You had the musical. We should have brought his Sweet Red Feces.
Yeah, the chick's Sweet Red Feces. Yeah.
Yes, we should have brought. We should have bought some feces. York, it's sort of like text adventure games where you press the I. You are carrying red feces.
Yes.
Text adventures. They are fun. I did one game and I finished the last half of the game carrying around the real estate agent woman's skull. She was beheaded by a cult. And for no apparent reason, I picked up her skull. It let me. So I carried it around the rest of the game, and no one commented on it.
Back when I was playing Looney Mud, I dismembered like half the people on Sesame Street and carried their remains with me.
Nice.
So, and the funny part was when I logged out, they would all drop to the floor where I was because couldn't sell them or anything. So people just find, here's Kermit's severed head. Here's Cookie Monster's arm.
Well, and the funny thing was, the prologue or the epilogue was like a year later. And if you click the inventory, it still says you were holding her skull. You just held on to it for a year.
Yeah.
And no one commented on, like, why are you holding a random skull? Because I lied to. Oh, fuck. I do some strange things in text adventures. If I'm allowed to. I mean, like I was playing this one game and I just randomly said, eat Mateo, and you could eat him. Like, that was pretty fun.
That sounds like great times.
Yes. Eat.
Redneck vampire attacks trailer park. That's glorious.
So that sort of became, because we were doing Fallout New Vegas when I discovered, or I think it was maybe just after we finished it. But anyway, cannibal perks. I think we ate billions of humans.
We were the
So
devourer of nations.
we are the devourer of nations. So I was, playing this game. I was like, I wonder if you could eat them. Oh, you could? Wow. So, I mean, obviously he was dead already, but still.
Oh, yeah.
Cannibalism. Apparently, if you eat someone, even if you went on the path of good for the entire game, if you eat someone, you automatically go evil. So it's like
who cares?
You've done everything right, and but you go the path of evil. I love it.
Oh, we're not trying to be Alfred Packer up here in this fucking bitch. Come on.
I did try to do well. I did the good ending once, and it was interesting. But I like being evil. I like pushing a guy off a cliff.
No, I like challenging the fact that cannibalism seems to be so morally reprehensible.
Well, it was also a church thing, so yeah.
No, God, no. What?
Well, not
Why?
Not a church thing, but it was set in a church, and the guy was a 15th century, priest.
Oh, well,
guy.
that was so long ago. Come on, man.
I can see sort of why. Oh, it was awesome because it was in plague-ravaged Italy, so it was just the images of just the plague bodies in the cellar were just horrible. I ate some. I ate some plague body flesh.
Tasty. Thank you.
Tasty. Yes, very. I also ate yeah. Oh, and it was funny because at the end of it, if you're evil, you found out that the demon.
Oh, no.
Is possessing
Elliot. Most of the time, I don't know. Maybe it's because we're from the U.S. and everything seems to be centered on the U.S., but most of the time, the great debate about cannibalism seems to revolve around the Donner Party.
Well, yeah.
So let's talk about that.
I don't know much about it. I saw a movie when I was 4, but I was too damn young to understand anything about it because I was 4. I just remember that they got lost and ate each other. One of my favorites was actually the story of Alfred Packer.
Oh, Alfred Packer is fucking awesome. Yeah, it's more of a Wendigo kind of thing, though, than a cannibalism.
Well, he did eat his.
Yeah, we have to separate that, though. I'm sorry.
He said that human meat was the sweetest he'd ever tasted.
Yes, that's why we have to separate it. I'm sorry. Oh, how do you explain it? Most of the people who knew or got into contact with Alfred Packer decided that he was far too crazy.
I don't know if he was crazy. He was basically a scam
He was too out there. Yeah, he was too out there for people to understand what he was doing. If he did eat people, then that's okay. Fine. But totally separating that from everything.
The thing about Alfred Packer was I don't believe he was crazy. He was just a guy who said that he knew where he was going when he really didn't. I mean, back then you could make a lot of money, delivering people to Colorado territory or whatever. So, he saw some money and went, hey, you know what? I know where I'm going, because he did work in Colorado, but he never had gone, from Utah to Colorado. So he got lost and did all that, and really interesting story. I think I sent something to Jim a long time ago, but I don't know if he ever read it. He has a habit of not reading stuff sometimes.
Well, I love Alfred Packer. Sorry.
In his thing, he was talking about how I pressured him to read the manifesto. He didn't really want to read it because he thought it was just, standard, whiny. And I was like, no, it's so much worse.
Yes.
And I was right. Was I not right?
Yes, you were right. That was horrible.
Worse than.
I'm sad they took down the web pages that I had linked for the Donner Party. Probably someone bitch saying, "Oh my God, I'm offended." Cannibalism. Not realizing it. God.
Okay, well, I feel silly now because I've been I've been encouraging people to actually be cannibal. So
Yeah, why not?
People.
Sorry.
I just think it's funny, like people like Tristan saying they would never be cannibals because they don't have any sort of, survivalist instinct, that they would rather die than become cannibals.
No,
And
fuck you. If my children died and I knew that they were dead, I would totally eat them.
Well, I mean, he's saying that from his nice, cushy, suburban.
Yeah, no.
He's doing it from his nice little Richie Rich kind of position.
If he was thrown into the snows in the mountains,
I don't care, man. If I was up in the snow, my kids dying around me, nothing to do, I have nothing to survive with, nothing to do except starve to death, then yeah, I'd totally eat my kids.
Yeah, but here's the question. Would you rather starve or eat Jim?
I would eat Jim.
I don't know. With all that toxic shit he's put into his system, I don't know if he's very edible.
Oh no, Jim's probably more like bacon.
Nice preserved. Sorry. I'm pre-smoked bacon, bitch.
Yeah. All right.
No, I mean, like, seriously, Jim is high in fat. He's gonna be like good, tasty meat. So
yeah, so am I, and that's why I'm not going anywhere with you ever.
That's okay.
Yeah, so I'm not going anywhere with you because I can't be sure that you wouldn't try to kill me and eat me. Which, would be interesting. I think.
Sorry, I'm trying to go down.
If you're just tuning in, you're listening to a special on my channel called The Shittening. I am Elliot, that's Jim, that's Anamon, who's coughing up a lung. And by the way, a special hello to our biggest fan in the world, Shane Mathis. Hello, Shane, our biggest fan in the world. He loves us. He says Swine Brothers is actually not a show. It says it's Elliot and his two friends yammering about politics, which I'm so happy he's actually heard our show, and
yeah,
he loves us. He has a funny way of showing it, but oh shit!
Notice how little I care.
I haven't heard anything from him for about 2 years now. He hasn't really been campaigning for anything. I mean, other than on his Twitter, but yeah. I just think he's a funny little person. As is everyone else around. I want a radioactive flying dog that shoots lasers from its eyes.
Yes, we
Make
can all
me
do
that. So yeah, it's Christmas. Whatever that means. It's the 3-year anniversary of the commie invasion this Christmas. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the episode where a bunch of random communists took over the show.
Oh God,
that was a headache. Plus, I had just woken up, so I was in a shit mood anyway. I was like, ah. And finally, you were like, okay, just end it. And I was like, yeah, bye. So yeah, that was one of those shows that.
That needed to be burned.
Yes. But we got better.
Because there's like absolutely no fucking reasoning.
No, but we got better.
Shouldn't we try for Utopia? Why? Because if you actually succeed in getting it, it'll last for 3 seconds.
Or
everything will collapse in a way that you never thought.
well, it may last for 40 years, but your utopia may be, 1984 type utopia.
Yeah.
Where
That's called a
everything's
dystopia.
it was yeah, but what I mean is, it's utopia, everything's perfect. And,
Well, you have to think everything's perfect or you get a bullet to the head.
exactly. And that's why I always say it was a utopia. People go, "What?" And I was like, because any utopia would become a dystopia.
Mm-hmm.
I love dystopian fiction. Just imagining the world like like Fallout. Your descriptions of the Fallout New Vegas landscape was just like, yes. And then there's like rusted out cars here, and then that was fun. And anyway, I think we blew our house up, and then we came back, and her motorcycle was still on fire after like years of. It's like the Centralia fire; it just won't stop.
No.
That is such an interesting story. Burning for 50 years.
Oh, yeah. And that's a fun fire.
That is. I like fire.
And it just keeps going. I didn't start it, but it's going to kill.
But because you weren't born yet. If you had been under arrest for the Centralia fire, I wasn't born yet. You still started it.
Woohoo!
Yes. You started a fire that you didn't start.
Yes.
Let's see. If you're not enjoying our show, then feel free to set yourself on fire.
Yay. Swung around by your tits a few times. Someone just grabbed your tits and starts swinging you around by them. Ah!
See, that's why we like Jim. Because yes, he's very random, but that's just if there's ever a gap in a conversation, just let him say words.
Oh no, I fully agree with him.
My
you
favorite
what with
was,
me?
I fully agree with that. If somebody has a problem with us, they need to be bound and swung around by their tits.
My favorite was still the Metal Gate episode where Jim had some dental work, God knows how much, and was on codeine at the time, so he was completely out of it, but he was still somewhat in like. So Scott and I would be talking, and then we'd stop, and Jim, in an incredibly lisp voice, or like slurred voice, would just say something completely random about cats, nuclear cats, or something.
Yes, we need radioactive cat eyes.
It was the best, and you were trying to describe how your cat thought your finger was food or something.
Yes.
It was just because he was completely out of it, and yet still did the show. Now that would have been horrible if it was a professional show, but if it was just people hanging out,
yeah,
it was awesome.
That cat got paranoid. Yay!
And I think
the one I just tried to pet. She's like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, I know a cat like that.
So that's like anytime I ever go over to Jim's house. So
I think you said something, but you don't actually remember what happened that episode.
No, I don't.
No. I tried to pet Jim's cats. I mean, no, they jumped away from me like, oh god, you can't even believe.
My cat, one of my cats, has finally started to sort of open up and let me pet her. We've only had her for about 11 years.
Right?
It's only a decade of
stupid.
Only a decade of getting used to us.
Yeah. I totally understand. Cats are freaking stupid.
Cats are awesome. I think it's because they know we're humans, and no, I don't want to be petted by a human.
They are dicks, and they are dicks.
That's why I like them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, dogs can be dicks as well.
No. All my dogs have not been dicks.
My dog's a dick. If you're petting another animal, be it a dog or a cat, he will wedge himself between you and the other animal
Well, that's
because
just jealousy. That doesn't have to do with being a dick.
no one else should get petted except for me.
Well, yeah, but that's not about being a dick. That's just about being Jim.
Pat O'Brien of Cannibal Corpse was indulged in some interesting extracurricular activities a couple of days ago.
Last I heard, he was in a suicide vest.
Yeah, and he was. And what I find sort of interesting is how many people don't understand that it's more than just drugs. It's got to be some sort of mental illness, and how people, because the drummer's wife set up a crowdfunding thing for Pat, and people were like, "Oh, if you donate to him, you're just a stupid. Donate to a druggie. He fucked up." But it was, and I'm like, I want to follow some of these people and see what happens when one of their family does something similar, or even worse, like, I don't know, murder suicide or something, and see if, oh yeah, my dad fucked up, or if I can't believe what happened, someone support me and give me money.
Why is it so sad that they have to admit that they have mental illness?
Well, I mean, they have no.
They have no real concept of exactly what it is.
They have no, they don't understand mental illness. And
you
someone's
spend
like,
a year or so in a loony bin, and you start realizing, people.
But you don't have to be in a loony bin.
Well,
I know you don't have to be, but oh god.
The best part is that some people are like, "Well, I have mental illness and I didn't do that."
Oh no! Okay, Elliot, how long have you known me?
I mean,
I'm bipolar, man.
Mental illness works.
I've been all over the fucking place. I've done everything up and down and all over the fucking place. I am fucking insane.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I think it's hilarious, people, because mental illness works in so many different ways, and there's so many.
Yes, it does.
I
don't want to be. I don't want to be what I am, but I have to be because that's what I am. So, fuck. Right?
People are so stupid.
And this guy committing suicide just because that's what he was. Oh man.
Well, Jim. So, is your story about hitting your head on the glass true?
That is actually true.
Huh.
I was actually just as surprised as they were that I broke it. Because I thought it was unbreakable.
See, the thing about it is sometimes he tells stories that sound slightly improbable, but they're great stories, so I just let him, do his thing. And then it turns out that those stories weren't real, but they were so great, I want to hear them again.
And then you get the ones that are real.
And
it's
even
just
those
fucked up.
Yeah, he's gotten hit by more cars than I think have been in some major races. He's gotten hit by more cars than were in the last Champ Car season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In the book so far, he's gotten hit by 2, and he's like 5.
I'm being very oddly specific with saying I never got hit by a car under these specific circumstances again.
So, you know that it's happening again. Of course, now if you get hit by a car, I'll probably just go straight through the windshield. Which will be interesting if it's a fucking, like, one of those things with the really long hoods. It's like, how far did you have to fly to get into the windshield?
No, he won't, because all the new cars are super, super short.
Well, yeah, but I'm an old car.
I haven't seen a damn one of those ever here in like 20 fucking weeks. Come on, man.
I want to see a battle between Jim and a cab forward pickup truck. One of those ones with the cab directly over the front wheels.
Nah. I sincerely doubt that will happen.
I'll make it happen. I will buy a cab forward truck and learn to drive and learn to hit him.
Okay, dude.
Was that Jim? No. That's the 50th person you've hit today. You're not even in Pennsylvania, you moron. Shit.
You gotta start playing the
Am I close? Am I close? And they
It's like
tell
playing
you,
Grand Theft Auto. If
no,
someone,
you're like 100 miles away. Just tell me which direction to go.
someone had cheats that basically made his car, if it was on fire, he'd make it all better. But he played Grand Theft Auto with no other intention. He didn't hit anything. He didn't hit any cars. He didn't complete any missions. He played it with no other intention than to run over pedestrians. He just went on a killing spree. Dun, 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 dun,
Why was that not already a thing?
What was great was when I was playing San Andreas, and then we got the carbine harvester.
Yes.
That's when you just start going down, downtown on the sidewalk. Enjoy your shopping. Oh, you're going to the courthouse.
You know what I think the extra problem here? In general, okay, the problem is that people give free reign to players to do whatever the fuck they want, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they're like, "Oh my god, you did that! Just do that!" Right?
Yeah, I used to just walk around. Of course, I'm blind, but I know some of the knew some of the cheats.
You look at people bitching about it. It's usually people that can't distinguish fantasy from reality themselves. It's like,
no, that doesn't even matter though. The problem is that the game developers don't actually understand what people do. Just to get their rocks off. Like, honest to God, okay, if you make an achievement in a game where I have to blow up a certain amount of people, then I'm gonna blow up a certain amount of people. Fuck you. Right?
I've seen
that's what they expect, but it's the people watching that are the ones bitching usually. I don't hear the game devs bitching.
I hear the game developers bitching sometimes because they can't take anything.
What made that happen, though?
I hear the game developers complaining because they think that the way they play it is the way everyone should play it. At least the ones with the stick up their ass. So it's like, why are you doing it this way? You shouldn't have been doing it my way. It's not right.
Okay, so are y'all gonna be all fall out and blame Todd Howard?
I've heard some of that. Of course, some are like, I coded that, and even I didn't realize you could do that. Oh, wow. but some are like, yeah, some people.
There was a tournament for Dungeons and Dragons, and they were running Tomb of Horrors, and I forget exactly what the guy did, but he used the things he found in the tomb to actually, beat it. And like he used it in such a way that even Gary Gygax didn't anticipate this. The guy, and he was sitting there watching this go on while someone else is DMing it. The DM looked at him whenever the guy came up with a solution, and Gygax just shrugged his shoulders and said, let him have it. I didn't think of that, but that's a good solution. And that's kind of what you do when you play games, even though everything they tried to think of as much as possible for it. There's always another way if you do it right.
Yes.
Hell, you blew up your fucking own home encampment. That was something I bet you that Paizo didn't think you'd do. They think you'd want to come home to a hero celebration and think you'd go out and blow it up.
But I used to just walk around in like GTA 3 and I had a cheat codes for like all the weapons and things like that. And I would literally just walk around and throw Molotov cocktails and grenades and things like that. Just for no other reason than I like the sound of it. And I don't know how many people I killed, but people didn't understand why I thought that was so fun because I wasn't like I was completing any missions or anything or even know what I was doing. It's like I just like the sound.
Oh hell. I grabbed the double dong dildo. Used that as my only weapon, and I beat enough people to death with it. It took me a good hour or two, but I beat enough people to death with it. They called in the military, and then I was arrested. Could you imagine that trial?
The trial.
You killed, hundreds of people with a double dong dildo. You're banned from adult bookstores for life.
And other news,
They'd
another
probably send to prison.
suspect in western Pennsylvania today caused irreparable damage to more than 2 persons. Oh man, I can't even keep going.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't have enough to keep it up. That was pretty much what it is that Jim would get caught for doing irreparable damage to other people.
My friend sent a message. He says boob.
No.
Boob.
Because I would have preferred tentacle sodomy, but hey, boob's fun too.
Yes, tentacle porn. Who doesn't love it?
Well, yeah. There's a lot of AMCP that revolves around tentacle porn, actually, which is quite interesting, especially the alien stuff.
Yes, none of us live forever.
No, well, some people do because they don't understand. So anyway, so I used to, get in the cars and basically, I would cheat and basically get the military after me, and then I get in a car and just, drive like a blind man, and then jump out just as it was going to be on fire. I jumped out and ran away just as it blew up. Whee! My favorite GTA story of yours. Tank flying up to an office. Just imagine. Okay, you're on the top
I need
level.
the Game Shark. First, you need the Game Shark code to remove the ceiling, the invisible ceiling that you can't fly any higher than.
But just imagine, okay, you're in
my favorite game story was GTA 5 coming back to Trevor. Him basically being naked in his underwear in the middle of a fucking freeway. Love that guy.
So just imagine, okay, you're in an office doing your thing at a computer. You hear some explosions off in the distance, but it doesn't look. And then you see this shadow, okay, this shadow coming towards you. It's a tank, and it's flying. Ah!
The fun part was, even with the cheat, it's a bitch to get it to fly. You have to turn the fucking turret behind you and continually fire shells to keep your speed up.
I mean, but this is just the definition of, I think I'm going insane. There's a tank, and it is flying.
That was really hard. Well, I mean, 5 stars. Oof.
Oh, yes.
I didn't have any outcome for that. I mean, honestly, at that point, I was like, hey, fuck you, I'm on my own. Oh, I'm dead.
For some reason, I got out of a car, threw 3 grenades, got back in it, and drove away before they exploded. I have no idea why I did that. It just 1, 2, 3, drive!
Nah, I just honestly, I have to say, I just found it hilarious.
And my sister's wife was like, "Do you know you just did? You almost got yourself killed." I was like, "Yeah," and we also had a thing. They didn't like it, but I loved it. Called "Everybody Hates Me," which was a cheat code, which made everyone hate you. So they would go after you as you were trying to complete your mission.
I had one Game Shark code where if you hit the R3 button, it would spawn 4 clowns, and their AI was tweaked to the most aggressive, but allied with you. So they just appear and start carjacking people, beating people down. They'd leave you alone, but everyone else is fair game.
Oh. And now we
So,
go
you do that a few dozen times, and the city's on fire pretty much, and you're doing nothing.
No.
Sitting there enjoying the chaos.
And now to Dick Johnson for WABC News. Well, The town is completely fucked. Giant psychotic clowns are ravaging the place. We've cut up with one for an interview. Mr. Clown, why are you doing this?
My balls.
It's ripping my face off. Yeah, just imagine. I mean, I always like to imagine like the news when we killed the president in Fallout New Vegas and how we killed it with a doomsday laser. And then we ate some of it. Pieces of its meat are just falling off. Oh my God. Just imagining the newscast for some of the things we've done.
Oh, dear God.
I have a lot of fun with that. But yes, kill me with a double tongue dildo. You're not only banned from adult bookstores for life, you're also in prison for life.
I want to be banned from adult bookstores for life.
Then don't kill hundreds of people with a dildo.
Mm.
Do it.
Mm.
That's gonna be a fucked way to die. She's thinking about it.
Who cares about half this shit?
Let's see. Oh yes, it is fun. Cannibals. Cannibals are fun.
Yes, they are.
This isn't cannibals, trust me.
Swine Brothers has one new like. Oh boy. You know, because that matters.
It always matters when you get one more person who tolerates you.
Yes, one more person doesn't wish to kill us.
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel when anybody likes me. You know, ever.
Nobody likes us.
You know that, all right.
I don't like anyone.
Oh, you're an asshole.
Wait, you already knew that.
He is the asshole.
Yeah, somebody says like you're an asshole. I was like, no, I am the asshole.
I said you were the asshole. Come on.
Yes, I know, but other people are like, you're an asshole. I'm like, no, I am the asshole. Me and Jim will have a war to determine who the official asshole is.
Cheerleader dead, put in dumpster.
Good.
Y'all make it hard to figure out who to cheer. Come on.
Yay, 3 cheers for death. And I have a headache. But I have headache medicines. So I can get rid of my headache. I have a headache medicine. It's called a drill bit. Trepanation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could like do the same thing if I just like turn off my phone.
Somebody has asked a question, Jim. He has asked, I was watching your Fallout New Vegas videos. Why do you and Jim like to sing so much during a video game playthrough?
I do not know.
I don't know, but it was fun.
It's just whatever we're inspired to do at the moment.
Yeah, right?
Jim and Elliot are retarded.
Well, yeah.
That everyone should assume automatically, yes.
I still like your, what was it? Sorry.
I don't know.
I would love to die by a dildo.
Who what?
I blame the sun.
It was you, Jim.
Stroke.
You were
I mean,
carrying a machine gun.
Sunstroke. Sunstroke has to be the reason why, right? Sunstroke.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers need it.
I just love. I think it was the
God
theme from.
certainly won't be intervening in this one, so.
Jim was, firing machine guns while walking down this road, humming the theme from Rocky. I think it was.
That seems right.
No, I don't think I did that.
Yeah, you did.
No. That's okay.
It was one of those times where we just sort of fired machine guns randomly.
Elliot, can I encourage you?
I'll find the video, but yes, you did that actually.
Just running down the street.
No. I have a song that I want you to listen to.
Send it to me, messages.
Okay. You're gonna hate me.
Yay.
Oh, so I can't look it up now, obviously, but...
Let's see here.
I do not care who finds me attractive. I want to know who the hell is insane enough to say hello.
What, Jim?
I don't care who finds me attractive. I just want to know who's insane enough to say hello.
True.
Well, I did that.
Yes. And how long have we been together now?
I don't know, 2 or 3 years? I can't even fucking remember, man.
Yeah, that's hard for me to do. It just feels like...
I literally cannot remember. I'm sorry.
I'm fine with that. Just because, you know.
Yes.
It has been glorious the whole time.
It's been long enough that I remember that... Well, let's put it this way. If Jim had something that I was upset about, I would remember because... I probably let it go already. So...
And, well, you know, evil.
No. Mostly along the lines of, I don't care. He's an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an idiot. Yes, we all know I am.
Well, yes, everyone knows he's an idiot. But he's a cool idiot.
Yeah, well, no. Jim hasn't done anything that I would consider to be bad.
No, he's done something that I would consider to be idiotic. He agreed to come on this show once.
Oh.
I think it was like, because it's sort of funny. I'm on a radio show page for a Facebook group, and people were wondering what happened to this guy named Graham Goodwin. He's not on the show anymore. The truth was, I mean, he's just been really busy and hasn't been on the show. And I had to explain, like, you know, when we were growing, you know, when the show was first getting in, you know, first, you know, getting into its stride, Scott was actually pretty much the co-host. You, Jim, would sort of show up whenever you could, but Scott was like the main guy. And then Scott left, and you took over. And Erica came and went. So yeah, you know. But people think that, you know, their show, you know, the show is everything. And well, I'm not getting here exactly who I want, you know, on this show. Wah. But you think it's funny? I was like, oh my god, we're having the Jim on the show. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Because you were like this sort of, because you only said like 5 words in the Metalgate thing, but you were really interesting. So I thought, wow, he's all mysterious and shit.
My job is to be stupid.
No, my job is to be stupid.
No, my job is to be stupid.
But I want to be stupid.
No, you can't.
Damn it.
You know far too much about metal than I do, so my job is to just...
I'm gonna jump out.
I hear what you guys say. I hear what you guys say, and then I'm like, blah, blah, and I repeat it. Kinda. I mean, like.
I think that's how Jim learned to talk. He doesn't
I parrot it back.
I think he's just like a parrot who's just like murder, death, kill. That's my opinion.
No, I honestly love the murder, death, kill part, but let's just assume that we're all here to parrot everything back onto Elliot.
Thank you. I thank you. That means so much.
I know. How do you like that pressure?
You know, when I don't know what I was thinking when I thought, I'm going to be the host of a show. Actually, I know what I was thinking.
Gosh, this is going to be so much fun!
Yeah, right.
And then it was like,
it has been fun.
Fuck, what the fuck did I do?
What have I gotten myself into?
Exactly.
But it has actually been quite fun.
Eh,
And I'm glad, unlike some other shows.
With you.
Unlike some other shows, I mean, it hasn't really been frequent for a long time. We sort of do it whenever we can, but I would rather do it whenever we can than not do it at all. So I'm glad that it's still a thing, and you know that we're still going strong. Even though most people in the world want us to shut up.
I gotta say, who's gonna fucking stop us?
Well, yeah.
I'm
amazing. You know. But yeah, so I'm glad we're still, it's still going, and we're gonna launch new projects. Next year will be a good year for Swine Brothers, or else I'm gonna kill you all.
Oh, I hope next year is a good year for everybody.
Watch next year, Jim's gonna die or something.
No, I mean seriously, I think that next year should be a good year for everybody.
I think next year should be a good year for me. How would that be a good year? Kill everyone.
Yeah, well, that's not gonna happen, Elliot.
Well, then it wouldn't be a good year for me.
I gotta piss real quick.
You go piss. He's gonna piss, and while he pisses, I'm gonna say the word piss a lot.
Piss.
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 Okay, stop.
Piss. What?
It's over. So yeah.
To be fair, Jim has to actually go piss in my bathroom, so.
But yes, next year will be a damn good year. We will start new projects. We will do more shows, and I will murder everyone. Yes.
All
right, I'll spare you. How about that?
Jim's gonna have to read you.
The guy from Linkin Park says that Angel of Death by Slayer is Nazi propaganda.
Oh, caramba. People are morons.
Yes, but we had a conversation about this on chat, but somebody described Linkin Park as death metal.
No! God, no. What the fuck is wrong with that person?
Yes.
Because they're normies and don't get a damn thing. And then you also got Linkin Park, who just...
Oh, for fuck's sake, I grew up with fucking Linkin... Or not Linkin Park, but I grew up with fucking Slipknot, and I still know that is not fucking metal.
Yeah, and people say that's... The latest one I've heard is apparently Marilyn Manson's black metal.
No. No.
I gotta shit on that person.
Yeah.
Well, if you find them, let me know, because I'll help you.
When I first heard who Marilyn Manson was,
you can shit on him, Jim.
Before I ever heard the music, and because I heard Marilyn Manson, people were afraid of him, right? Because he was the Satanist, and he killed puppies and things like that.
Oh, that was the early 1990s.
So I was expecting, some sort of evil black metal that would scare people. I heard and I was like, what the hell is this? This is horrible. So yeah, but I was expecting so much with them, and I just got
Okay, Elliot.
Eh.
I hate to say this, but in the 1980s, 1970s, etc., the normies that you guys talk about nowadays were the people that actually, how do you put it? They listened to Tom Petty,
Well,
soft rock,
yeah.
Bono,
It's funny
Pat
because
Benatar, crap like that. You know,
people who grew up in like
with
the
my
punks,
parents.
people who grew up in the 70s, the punk scene, while punk
No,
was
no, no,
exploding, hardcore punk, they think that Rumors by Fleetwood Mac is the greatest
no,
album
no.
of their generation. These people
I'm
are
not
not
even
our
talking about those
friends.
people, okay? Because I've listened to that music, but that is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is people who are just like skip the entire 1960s to 70s, totally went over it entirely,
Well, yeah.
and just and just like, oh my god, what the fuck is this music? I don't understand. You
Well, I
know.
mean, so it's just funny how nowadays, if people talk about the 80s, they think of, Duran Duran or some shit. When I think about the 80s, I think Slayer, Hellhammer, and,
I think of Concrete Blonde, but I
yeah.
was an emo kid, so I'm sorry.
Oh, I wasn't born then, but it's like when people think about the 80s, they think, Devo or some shit. I think of, Metallica.
Right? Well, you know what? I was conceived in the 1980s. I'm pretty sure that my mom was thinking Sticks.
I don't know if Jim was actually conceived or if he just sort of materialized out of nowhere.
Oh, I know it was.
Like,
I don't know about Jim. Oof. I don't even want to think about that. Oof.
I have read his biography or his.
Oh, wait. What penis made Jim to a vagina to make Jim exist? No. I don't. No. Fuck that. No. I don't even want to think about that. No.
That I think is like the number one like
Ugh.
abstinence.
Ah.
Like you shouldn't have sex, girls. Why not? Because look what it can spawn.
Because Jim. Because Jim.
Because look what it can spawn. So I just try you out.
Oh God, I still have to have sex with that eventually.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
Oh, you don't have to.
I'm not hungry any longer, by the way.
I haven't eaten since 8 o'clock this fucking morning. Come on.
Oh, well, oh,
Pleasant.
unpleasant.
I love Jim.
Good.
I do. I really do.
Awesome.
It's fun to rip on him.
It is, but I really do love Jim.
He does the same to me. I'm sure that whenever
Well, I love you too, Elliot. In your own way.
Oh, they're pretty cool. This is nice that I'm gonna get. I don't desire to murder you.
Aw, I appreciate that.
That's so sweet of you.
No, not you, Jim. You.
Aw. Well, don't murder my Jim.
I had a dream one day where I just walked up and killed Jim. Like there was no like, "Hi, how are you doing?" He was just like, "Oh, I'm dead."
That's my job.
Oh, sorry.
Quit it.
Well, hurry up.
Ah. You criticizing all the shit I'm doing. Come on, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not really that sorry.
I know. It's fine. That's another reason why I like you.
Yeah, right? Yes, I'm criticizing everything. Blowing up the world.
One person at a time.
The last text adventure game I played, I didn't react quick enough, and the world was well, plunged into this other dimension, which is a fate worse than death. If you started from your birth and you lived to be 105 years old, and all you did for 105 years was try to contemplate the horribleness of this dimension, you wouldn't even get a tenth of the way before you died at 105.
It
That's if you
depends
thought
on
about
what you
nothing
actually
else.
qualified as that dimension.
Well, it's utter chaos, and so basically I plunged the world into a fate so much worse than death that it
Mm.
can't actually be comprehended. That's my kind of game. Yes.
I think my job here is to take everything way too literally.
Yes. Your job is actually sort of to be like one of the saner people here,
Oh, I know
Like-
that, but I mean, like, to take everything too literally.
which
Like-
does not bode well for.
Yeah, you guys are all like physical repercussion, and I'm like, but what if?
I'm like,
That's
shut
my
up! I'm
job.
thinking.
Yeah, that's my job.
Yeah, I know, but you serve your purpose well until we murder you.
Or until I philosophically get rid of your ass. I mean, come on, that's
I still say that
part
when
of the whole what if.
when I meet
about
Jim
it.
for the first time, we will attempt to murder each other.
And Jim, on the other hand, don't
And
even.
then we will
No,
crawl
no,
over.
no, 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 no.
And then we will. We'll probably be too damn tired to actually go through with it, like
No,
because we're both fat. So we'll
No.
just crawl over to
No.
the beer.
no. Don't even bother.
What?
No, just leave it. Just leave it.
But I want to kill Jim.
And we will eventually. Not right now.
Well, I mean, yeah. I'm not actually going to do it because I'm so fat and blind, and he won't kill me because he's fat and lazy. So
Shut up.
we'll sort of swing at each
just-
other, then crawl towards the beer.
Just. We're gonna lure him
Yay.
to a sense of irresponsibility. Yeah. Let's do that.
Have you ever mixed dynamite with soda? Tastes good until it explodes.
Well, I know how to put down small animals.
I know how to put down large animals.
No, I mean, like,
humans.
seriously,
Yeah, I know how to put down small animals.
hamsters and so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
Did you know if you do the volcano stuff, the vinegar and baking soda crap, right?
Mhm.
If you bottle that crap up, it actually provides you with a sustainable source of carbon monoxide.
Nice.
Oh, now you know.
And I'm just reading something that oh God, no, 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 no,
What?
no, no, no. Load is not death metal.
Who wishes to die today?
Some random forum poster who said, no, load is definitely death metal. It talks about death and it's metal.
Someone
Not
knows
even
jack
metal.
shit.
Hero of the day is not metal.
That seems like an easy, low hanging fruit, dude.
I mean, back in the day before death metal was a thing, yes, anything that was like sort of like metal church was described as death metal, which we know they aren't. But back in the day, they talked about morbid things, so they were called death metal. All except that, right?
Low hanging fruit.
All except Slayer was called black metal because they talked about Satan. All except that. But this load.
Alright, hey Elliot.
What?
the best thing you ever taught me about any kind of music whatsoever, right?
Mm-hmm.
The best thing you ever taught me about any music whatsoever is that I honestly don't fucking care what you think about anything that I put out as any kind of music. I literally don't care what the fuck you think about what I listen to. So, fuck you, Elliot.
Thank you.
And at the same time, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want.
Well, I mean, no one should take what I say.
But no, I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you, dude. But also, fuck you.
Oh well, thank you, and fuck you too. And yes, I will murder everyone.
People are just so hung up on so many labels, so much shit.
Metal's primary occupation should be to spread joy and the Lord into people's lives, says this one person.
Honestly, I'm not even sure what the hell half of the time I'm listening to is metal.
I mean, I listen to but I listen to some Christian metal if it's good, but no.
Not Powerwolf. I fucking hate Powerwolf.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, and this person says that metal should be all Christian all the time.
All right.
I mean, there are some good Christian death metal bands, but most of them suck because most of them are more about ideology than actually making good music. If you spend more time on lyrics than actual, if you spend more time on music than the lyrics, then you might actually get something. And this one person,
I'm curious. Okay, here with the lyrics, like you said. What constitutes that?
Well, I mean, they spend so much time on writing lyrics about how positive and how good Jesus is and all that, and they don't spend any time on the actual music and songcraft. So it comes out as utter shite, especially if they insist on doing 8-minute songs.
Yeah, 8-minute songs are kind of bad out there. I would not want to have 8-minute songs. No.
Well, I mean, you can make a good 8-minute song, but if you don't actually put any fucking effort into it,
like you said, put effort into it. Okay, let me think here.
Jim and I will review Saint Anger one day.
Oh God, no!
I had to listen to that album.
Don't invite me.
I had to listen to that album about 4 years ago for a review that never happened. Bishop,
I don't want.
All 75 minutes of it, but I will listen to it again. I just want to hear what Jim has to say about it. I like reviewing records with Jim.
No, I actually suspect most of it will be Jim saying, "You deserve to die, and I hate you, Elliot, and I think that you should just rot in hell, and fuck you."
I like reviewing records with Jim because he and I rarely agree on stuff sometimes.
No, I know.
He always has something sort of interesting. Like he hears stuff in music that I just don't hear, and I hear stuff that he doesn't hear.
We all do that.
So I'll be like on my own little tangent, be like, "Well, I heard this riff that sounds like the cowboy song from Thin Lizzy." I'm like, "Where the fuck did you hear that?" Yeah.
Well, that's why all the kids that I try to include and everything don't get it along.
But we do have to get back into reviewing stuff because that was actually quite fun. We reviewed Slipknot and Baby Metal.
I don't like Baby Metal. Please.
I think we both come to the consensus that if we had to, we listen to Baby Metal over Slipknot.
Yes.
Especially because there were two songs. Wait.
Does that mean that you rather listen to Baby Metal than Slipknot?
Yes.
Yes, Slipknot sucks. I'd rather listen to baby metal.
And I actually liked 2 songs off that album, which I didn't expect. They were the 2 songs that were just more, just sort of power pop metal, and they weren't trying to shoehorn a bunch of different genres and and try to be like cool. It was just straightforward, like, yeah, okay, it's really poppy, but I don't know, it's listenable. But yeah, we also reviewed Vaughn's Satanic Blood in the new Sodom album. So yes, we will review albums. I have a shitload that both good and bad that friends want us to review. Some of them you'll like, others you'll be like, no, God, why me? And
most of it, I'm just like,
well, that Slipknot album had 20 fucking songs. I mean, after
eh.
like song 11, I was ready to die. Which, because I came because Jim Chaz said baby metal, and I was like, and Jim's like, yeah, let's review baby.
I hate to be like this, but I like seriously. When I was a kid, I was absolutely that kind of kid. I liked Slipknot
Well, yeah, me too.
and Charlotte,
And that's
and
why
a
I
bunch
sort
of
of wanted
other.
to review it, because I used to like Slipknot, so I wanted to hear what it was. But then I realized that I would have to listen to it as well, and yeah.
Okay, yeah,
But
gotcha.
yeah, I used to like it when I was a kid or whatever, because I was like 11. So yeah, I understand. It's just that
You got more
times change.
sophisticated. That's okay.
Yeah, times change, and people have different tastes now. I really want to review Wolverine Blues because I think Jim and I will have completely different opinions. He likes that album. I don't.
I honestly don't know what the hell you're talking about, so you have to link me it.
No one knows what we're talking about. Yeah, Jim likes the album. It's okay. I'd rather listen to Left Hand
What,
Path.
you guys review shit and then you're like, oh well, I don't like it, and then Jim doesn't like it, and then everybody's like,
Well, we did review the Black album. That was Jim's idea. Thank you. He's like, let's review it, and I was like, I have to listen to it again. I'm gonna kill you. How bad was the Black album? No, seriously. How bad was the Black album? Afterwards, I listened to the entire Slayer's Rain in Blood album just to purge myself of it.
I understand.
And then I had to recall it for the review, but still. 29 minutes Rain in Blood. Which is an album we also should review.
Oh, really?
Because that's one of my favorite albums.
How can you review Raining Blood?
What?
You review Raining Blood.
Yes, we should. We should also do. God, what are some other stuff I personally want to do, even though I'll have to listen to it, my personal worst record ever. The worst record I've ever heard. Prototype by Celtic Frost. However bad you think it is, it's worse. But Jim may like it because he likes some industrial.
Yes.
Or if you don't like it, hey, it'll be fun to.
I guess you better shut up then.
I think it's horribly done, but I don't want to prejudice anyone with my. Maybe you'll like it. Scientists say we're all fucked. Enjoy the ride, people. What the hell?
There may have been some sort of evolution between, I don't know, evolution, industrial, etc., and all the shit that came after that. Fuck.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
This is Celtic Frost going into industrial new metal. They sound like a mashup between Korn, 21 Pilots, and the Butthole Surfers.
That was way too relaxed for the crap that I hear.
and a little bit of like KMFDM mixed in.
No, like everything that I expect with what you're delegating as, your.
Well, I just told you the style. I haven't explained about songcraft or whatever.
Everything that you say that is part of this, I honestly don't understand because it's so fucking work.
Well, you will have to listen to it one day and realize that. And Jim will listen to it and curse my name, which I'm sure he does anyway. Good point. What else?
2 seconds. I'm...
Venom has released a new album. It is decent. And everyone should go buy the new Ye Goat Herd Gods album. Do it. Do it.
Yes.
Why haven't you? Is there something wrong? Have we offended you? Good. Do it anyway. Slayer is playing North America again. 16 cities. So I miss Slayer. Yeah, you saw them, so shut up.
Just gotta do it.
Bitch. I hate you so much. Although I did see them in 2009. I was telling a story about my one of my relatives decided stupidly to play some guar when we were at a family gathering, right?
Awesome.
Which that wasn't the bad thing. What was stupid was because Americanized came on, right? If Americanized comes on, I'm going to sing. So I'm standing to scream, Americanized! 9 tons of crack a day! Americanized! Full volume, and everyone's like, what the hell's wrong with him? God, I love Americanized. That was one of the songs we used to cover in our DBX Death Piggy Guar cover band. Because they weren't playing Dave Rocky Experience songs anymore, so we decided,
yeah,
to do, and we played. Well, I didn't know X Cops back then, unfortunately. I mean, I knew the name, I just hadn't heard the album. We played the more punk guar stuff from Hello, We Kill Everything, DBX, and Death Piggy songs, and we did like 30 songs in an hour or something, because the songs are so short. We played, everything. Americanized.
9 tons of crack a day.
It's I don't know if you've heard the demo version of that, but it was Americanized. I hate Reagan just like you. It was awesome. With the old singer, it sounds like sort of a G.G. Allen type.
Cool.
G.G. Allen. We did an article on him a couple weeks ago.
Something.
I'm not quite sure.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't. No. We will be getting more shows and hangouts and stuff. We just have to get motivated. By that, I mean someone has to come to our house and hold a knife to our throat. She's maybe I'll do that. Yes.
No, maybe I'm actually wonder here.
Yes.
So,
and what we're looking for a co-host for our metal show, a third co-host.
Not me.
I mean, we wouldn't mind having
dude, I don't know shit about metal. Come on.
I say, and I think Jim agrees, that we will have special guests on who maybe don't know that much, maybe if they're cool or whatever.
Listen.
But I think, I mean, not to get all like, ego trip here, but I think a purpose I can serve is sort of what I served Metal Gear. And I heard a little bit of this. Like, I thought the generation was complete pussies. You sort of gave me hope for this
Now,
generation.
my purpose is just to fight people.
So I think that I can do that with, but I also just want to talk about metal.
yeah,
I know a lot about metal.
all right. Call me when you need me to fight people.
Okay.
I can do that.
And I know, I mean, I don't know everything about metal, but it's safe to say I know a shitload.
You do, but I don't. But I know a lot about fighting people, so come on.
Yes, I will tell. And
Mm.
it's funny how many times I send Jim links. Like, he's probably got them backed up somewhere. Like, oh god, I'm about a year behind.
Yeah.
One debate they were having on Hellcast was, well, is it better to be, someone worded it idiotically, but is it better to be obscure and have one demo than to be mainstream but have to change your sound? Which is something I wanted to sort of bring up. But I also have to say, like,
I think that could be applied to many more
I don't think
different
bands
types of things than metal.
I don't think bands started out. I mean, if you start out knowing that you're just going to do a demo or an album just to do it, I don't really like. I don't think Necrovore or Incubus, two amazing bands from the '80s, I don't think they started out thinking we're just going to do one demo. I think they started out thinking they were going to do an album, maybe even build a career, but it didn't ever work out for them. Like I don't really think a lot of these bands. But you have these 16-year-old black metal musicians who, record an EP just to record an EP because they want to be as underground as Vlad Tepes or Mutilation or something. And it's not. I don't know. It's just it's shallow. But also, this is something that they brought up and something that I'm sort of thinking. Why can't Cannibal Corpse be considered a cult band? Yes, they have a large following, but how many of the Hot Topic kids actually understand what's going on in Cannibal Corpse? How many of them listen to the riffs and go, I think I heard some Slayer in there? I mean, we said that. I think that was the entire Tomb of the Mutilated review, right? Like, I think I heard some Slayer in that riff, and I heard some Sodom here. And so why can't a band like why can't Slayer be a cult band? I mean, they're massive, but I think they have their cult following.
Well, now I understand why I am not a very popular author.
By the way, Slayer's playing with Cannibal Corpse on their tour. I would give so many parts of my body to see Slayer and Cannibal Corpse again.
Yes.
I don't even think they're coming near here, but I would literally just show up as a blob of organs and a head. He's gonna die in like 3 hours, but I don't care. I need to see bands live again. I miss getting my ears damaged. Of course, I've probably already done enough damage anyway. But it was sort of so I want to talk about things like that. I want to talk about, is the underground relevant? What is the point of the underground in 2018 where there's, billions of bands in this so-called underground? Is it as, okay. Is it as point, useful as the 80s, where if you go to the underground there's only like 5 bands in your scene? So that's one of the topics I want to sort of bring to life. Sorry for the stuttering. I got distracted.
It does sound interesting.
Yeah, because a lot of people today, a lot of kids, the underground it's well, yeah, but Mark's Throne is part of the underground. Mark's Throne are a horrible communist ripoff of Dark Throne. They're not horrible because they're communists. They're horrible because it's generic metal. Another one I wanted to talk about was the internet's impact on metal. There's so many topics I have that don't fit Swine Brothers. That they don't fit the topics that we discussed, which is articles. So I'd like to discuss that. And we're trying to get a co-host. We also need a title for the show. Send in your applications to cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. What are you looking over there?
I have no clue.
Oh. That's always fun. Let me see if there's any metal news. Oh, I have to move. Yes, they're coming to Dallas. Well, I'm there. Let's see. Don't worry, this is not a real show. This is just us sticking around.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Slash says rock and roll became dull. Well, yeah, if you only look at the mainstream, yes, rock can be quite dull, but look at the underground. Let's see. Oh, good. Threaten's back. That was a fun band.
You okay there?
What?
Or is your cat dying? I don't know what the hell's going on. I think she fell asleep.
Oh, Black Flags Over Brooklyn Anti-Fascist Black Metal Festival has announced full lineup.
You know what? I think we should just call it here and then let it die with her snoring.
Yes.
All right, guys. I'm going to get going because I'm like kind of burnt now.
All right. And I've got stuff to do. We'll see you later, peoples.
Uh-huh.